It was Tuesday, February 22, 2011. At 12:51 p.m., Christchurch, New Zealand stood in the calm of a typical summer's day. Streets were busy, buildings full of life, people going about their midday routines. Without warning, the earth beneath them betrayed that peace. A magnitude 6.3 earthquake struck just 5 to 10 kilometers southeast of the city center, coming from a shallow depth. This was no distant tremor, it was a blow delivered up from beneath, direct and merciless. Many buildings were already weakened from a previous quake in September 2010. Now the damage would be catastrophic.
In seconds, bricks burst outward. Roofs collapsed. The cathedral spire broke, toppling walls into the streets. The CTV building and the PGC building, office towers of trust and business, crumbled, trapping hundreds inside. Facades fell onto sidewalks. Historic facades turned into rubble. In the eastern suburbs, the ground liquefied. Parks, streets, and gardens gushed water and silt, swallowing pathways and destabilizing foundations. At lunchtime, many were in the open, which tragically increased exposure to falling debris. In central Christchurch, the violence of collapse claimed its greatest toll.
A total of 185 people died in that single, brutal strike. Many of those lived or worked in the CTV building, over 100 perished there alone. Others died in the PGC building, or were crushed by falling masonry, engulfed by landslides from Port Hills and Redcliffs, or struck by rockfalls. Thousands more were injured, from fractures to burns, head wounds to internal trauma. The hospitals were overwhelmed, corridors filled with cries, dust, and fear.
Search teams raced in. In the rubble, families cried, responders listened for faint moans under slabs of concrete. Every minute was a fight, against time, collapsing structures, aftershocks, and the weight of the city. Aid came from across New Zealand and overseas. Specialized units, heavy machinery, sniffer dogs, urban search and rescue teams, they all joined the desperate mission: find survivors, pull them out, save what could be saved.
Christchurch would never be the same. The central city was zoned red. Many blocks were off-limits because of instability. Whole neighborhoods were gutted. Historic buildings were lost. Infrastructure, water, power, roads, lay destroyed. A royal commission later investigated causes of structural failures, building code weaknesses, and emergency responsiveness, seeking answers for the broken city. A Special Recovery Act was enacted, and the Canterbury Earthquake Recovery Authority, SARA, was created to rebuild, redevelop, regenerate, to guide Christchurch from grief toward renewal.
A decade later, survivors and their families still live with unseen wounds, trauma, guilt, grief, courage. Remembrance services mark February 22nd every year. Names are read. Tears fall. The city pauses at 12:51 p.m. Life continues. New buildings rise. Streets bustle again. But the scars run deep, in memory, in mortar lines, in collective heart. 175 years had passed since the Napier quake. 185 people lost here became Christchurch's darkest day in modern time.